Listen closely, for I want to tell you a story about a silent thief. One that operates not in the shadows of night, but in the glaring light of day. This thief steals from you the most precious currency you possess. It whispers sweet nothings, promises of later and tomorrow. Before you know it, it has plundered your potential, leaving behind only the bitter taste of regret. This thief, my friends, is called procrastination. We all know it, don't we? That nagging feeling, that task looming, that dream waiting to be pursued, all pushed aside for just a little while longer. But what is this little while longer truly costing us? It's not just a momentary delay. It's a slow, insidious erosion of opportunity. It's an invisible barrier between who we are and who we could become. Imagine a young man named Alex. Alex was bright, full of ideas, and possessed a natural charm. He had dreams of launching an online business, learning guitar, and writing a novel. He'd often speak of these aspirations with passion, his eyes alight with possibility. Yet days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and his dreams remained just that, dreams. His online business was always almost ready. The guitar sat in its case, gathering dust, promising melodies that were never played. The novel remained a blank document on his computer screen, its opening paragraph perpetually unwritten. Alex wasn't lazy. Not truly. He was busy, often engrossed in immediate, less important tasks, or simply caught in the inertia of inaction. I'll start tomorrow, he'd tell himself, when I have more time, when I feel more inspired. But tomorrow, as it often does, brought its own set of distractions, its own urgent demands. Alex's grand plans were once again relegated to the ever-expanding later pile. He saw his peers, some no more talented than he, achieving milestones, bringing their own ideas to life. A pang of envy would strike him, quickly followed by the familiar, comforting lie: their time will come too. Mine is just a little delayed. But time, my friends, is a relentless river. It flows ever onward, waiting for no one. Each sunrise brings with it a fresh canvas of opportunities, a unique set of possibilities that, once the sun sets, are gone forever. They do not linger. They do not return. The chance to speak a kind word, to seize a fleeting inspiration, to take that crucial first step. These are momentary gifts, offered freely but for a limited time. Alex's mentor, a wise, old entrepreneur named Mr. Harrison, observed this pattern with a gentle sadness. Mr. Harrison had built an empire from scratch, not through sheer luck or extraordinary genius, but through an unwavering discipline and a profound respect for time. He often sighed, the difference between success and failure isn't always talent or even resources, Alex. More often than not, it's simply how we choose to spend the minutes and hours we are given. One afternoon, Alex was lamenting to Mr. Harrison about a missed opportunity. A competitor had just launched a product very similar to the one Alex had been planning for months. If only I had started sooner, Alex sighed, shaking his head. Mr. Harrison nodded slowly. Indeed, Alex. If only. This reminds me of a story, a parable, if you will, about a king and his treasure. Alex leaned forward, intrigued. Mr. Harrison began. In a kingdom far away, there lived a benevolent king who was growing old. He had accumulated vast treasures, but he had no heir. One day, he made a grand proclamation to all the people of his land. He announced that he would hide a magnificent treasure, gold, jewels, and ancient artifacts, in a secret location within the vast royal forests. The treasure would be immense, enough to make whoever found it rich beyond their wildest dreams. However, there was a catch. The king declared that the treasure would only be accessible for a limited time. You have precisely one moon cycle, he announced, from the rising of tomorrow's sun until the next full moon. After that, the path to the treasure will be sealed forever, and no one shall ever find it. The news spread like wildfire. The villagers buzzed with excitement and anticipation. Everyone dreamt of finding the treasure. Among them were 3 young men: Ethan, David, and Samuel. Ethan was a man of action. The moment the king's decree was announced, he didn't waste a second. He immediately began preparing. He studied maps of the royal forest, gathered provisions, sharpened his tools, and by the very next Sunrise, he was at the forest's edge, ready to embark on his quest. He knew the journey would be arduous, but he understood the urgency of the king's deadline. He started immediately, searching diligently, learning the forest's secrets with every step. David was also keen, but a little more hesitant. "I'll start tomorrow," he thought. "Today, I need to finish preparing my fields. I'll have more energy then, and a clearer mind." So, David spent the first day tending to his routine tasks. The next morning, he thought, "Perhaps I should consult with a few more experienced woodsmen first, gather more advice. I don't want to rush in unprepared." He spent another day seeking counsel. By the time David finally entered the forest, several days had already passed. He was confident, but the most obvious paths had already been explored, and the clock was ticking. Samuel, however, was a dreamer. He loved the idea of the treasure, but he found countless reasons to postpone his journey. "The forest is vast and dangerous," he mused. "I need to be in peak physical condition. I'll start a rigorous training regimen tomorrow. Then, the weather is a bit unpredictable today. Better wait for a perfect sunny day. Then, I need to invent a new, clever device to find the treasure quickly." Instead of just blindly searching, he spent his days planning, imagining, and waiting for the perfect moment. He was convinced that his careful preparation would ultimately give him an advantage. As the moon cycle drew to a close, Ethan, who had faced countless challenges, endured hardships, and learned invaluable lessons about the forest, finally stumbled upon the king's treasure. It was magnificent, just as promised. He had earned it through his immediate action and persistent effort. David, who had started later, also found a portion of the treasure, but not the main hoard. He had encountered more competition, and the best opportunities were already taken. He returned with riches, but also with a lingering sense of what if I had just started sooner. Samuel, sadly, never even entered the forest. He was still perfecting his plan, still waiting for the ideal conditions. By the time he finally felt ready, the full moon arrived. The king's god sealed off the path to the treasure, just as promised. Samuel was left with nothing but his elaborate plans and the crushing weight of regret. He had all the potential, all the desire, but he had let the most precious thing slip through his fingers. "Time." Mr. Harrison paused, letting the story settle in the air between them. "You see, Alex," he continued, "the king's treasure isn't just gold and jewels. It's every opportunity that comes our way. A new skill to learn, a project to complete, a relationship to nurture, a dream to pursue. And the one moon cycle is our lifespan, our limited time on this earth. Once that moon sets, those opportunities are gone forever. They don't wait for us to feel ready, or inspired, or perfectly prepared. Procrastination is that small thief whispering to us to wait. It steals not just minutes, but entire futures. It convinces us that tomorrow is a safe harbor, a guaranteed fresh start. But tomorrow, Alex, is never guaranteed. We may wake up to a different world, or not wake up at all. The work you postpone until tomorrow may never get done. The words you leave unsaid may remain unspoken forever. The journey you delay may never begin. Alex listened, his heart heavy with the truth of the story. He thought of his unstarted business, his silent guitar, his blank novel document. He had been Samuel, waiting for the perfect moment, while Ethan and David, in their own ways, had been seizing their moon cycles. "The best time to plant a tree," Mr. Harrison concluded, his voice firm but kind, "was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. This isn't just about big dreams, Alex. It's about every small task, every little step. Don't postpone work until tomorrow. Don't wait for inspiration, for the perfect mood, for ideal circumstances. Act immediately. Take that first small step, then the next. That momentum, that consistent effort, is what builds empires, writes novels, and brings dreams to life." Alex looked at Mr. Harrison, a new resolve hardening in his eyes. He understood now. The treasure wasn't just out there, waiting to be found. It was being forged in the present moment, by the deliberate choices he made with his time. He didn't need to be perfect. He just needed to start. And the second best time, he realized, was indeed right now. So, I ask you, my friends, What treasures are you leaving undiscovered? What opportunities are you allowing the silent thief of procrastination to steal from your grasp? Look around you. The clock is ticking. The moon cycle is passing. Don't wait for tomorrow, for a clearer sky, for a perfect plan. Take action. Now, begin that project. Make that call, learn that skill. Chase that dream. Because the most precious asset you possess is time, and it is waiting for no one but you to make the most of every single moment. The future you desire is built brick by brick, moment by moment, starting right now.